Good morning, I'm Abhiday Shrestha, and these are the headlines for this hour. The Festival of Colors, Holi, is being celebrated with much fervor in the Tarai region today. The festival celebrated in the Himalayan and mountainous regions yesterday. General Secretary of Nepali Congress, Shashank Koirala, says his party is prepared for a referendum regarding Hindu religion, federalism and republicanism. British Prime Minister Theresa May blames the MPs for the delay to Brexit and says she is on the public's side. And Nepal and India to clash in the grand finale of the SAF Women's Football Championship tomorrow. Nepal thrashes Sri Lanka 4-0 and India blanks Bangladesh 4-0 in the semis. Phagu or Holi, the Festival of Colors, is being celebrated in the Tarai region today. Holi is a Hindu festival which signifies victory of good over evil and indicates the arrival of spring. The Festival of Colors is celebrated among family and friends by gathering at homes and public places. Meanwhile, Holi was celebrated yesterday amidst much fervor in Kathmandu and across the Himalayan and mountainous regions of the country. Although there used to be a bad trend of throwing water balloons at unacquainted people, the trend seemed to diminish in the capital this time around. With the change of time, the way of celebrating Holi has also changed. Instead of throwing water balloons at unacquainted people and forcefully putting colors on them, these days the festival is celebrated in the capital by holding cultural Holi programs. The musical programs held at open spaces have also attracted crowds and added flavor to the festival. General Secretary of Nepali Congress, Shashank Koirala, has said his party is prepared for a referendum regarding Hindu religion, federalism and republicanism. Speaking to media persons at his own residence on the occasion of Holi yesterday, Koirala said Nepal cannot be a religiously secular country and that a referendum must be carried out on the issue. Koirala also said the referendum should not be influenced by political parties. He also accused Christian institutions of distributing money to people to vote in favor of making Nepal a religiously secular country, but did not mention who took the money.
जनमत गराउनको लागि पहिले त सम्पूर्ण सरकारलाई एउटा हुनु पर्यो कि हैन यसमा चाहिँ हामी जनमत गराउँछौं भनेर त्यसको लागि प्रेसर हुनु पर्यो त्यसैले जब धर्मनिरपेक्ष लेखिया थियो त्यो धर्मावलम्बीहरू कहाँ थिए उनीहरुले कहीं विरोध भएन कहीं पनि विरोध भएन ठुलो ठुलो गुरुहरू उनीहरुले कसैले पनि विरोध गरेन किन विरोध गरेन उनीहरुले कहीं यो क्रिश्चियनिटी को पैसा खाएका थिए कि के भन्न सकिन्छ.
Koirala had signed the secular constitution without any complaints. As the problems in employment with the Gulf countries and Malaysia remain unsolved, the Nepal government has started seeking for alternative destinations. In this regard, Nepal has exchanged a draft for employment agreement with Japan and Mauritius, while talks with other countries like Seychelles, Poland and Turkey, among others, have begun as well. Qatar, one of the main Gulf destinations for Nepalese migrant workers, is divided in its own internal disputes, which has affected the number of employment generated. Many of the non-resident workers in Qatar are searching for an alternative as a result of the country's stagnant economy. Likewise, the demand of workers in countries like Saudi Arabia and Kuwait have significantly dropped as well in recent years. The Nepal government has even blacklisted over a dozen companies in Saudi Arabia for cheating employees. The Nepal government has also stopped sending workers to Malaysia for a year now.
जापानको धेरै नै अगाडि बढाएको छ अब केही समयपछि हामी सम्भवतः गर्छौं होला त्यसपछि हामीले मौरिशसमा पठाएका छौं मौरिशसमा श्रम समझदारीको चाहिँ हामीले एक प्रति शेयर गरेका छौं उहाँहरुबाट प्रतिक्रिया आउन बाँकी छ त्यो छ अहिले तत्काल चाहिँ अब सेसेल्सबाट पनि आछ तर त्यो सेसेल्समा चाहिँ हामीले पढिसकेको अवस्था चाहिँ छैन र कुराकानी चाहिँ छलफल चाहिँ अनौपचारिक रूपमा हाम्रो माबाट चाहिँ दूत हुनुहुन्छ यसमा टर्कीको उहाँले पनि टर्कीसँग पनि गर्न पाए हुन्थ्यो भन्ने गर्नुभएको छ तर हामी टर्की सरकारको फर्मल भनौँ न औपचारिक रूपमा त्यो चाहना हो कि हैन त्यो कुराहरू हामीले बुझ्दैछौँ उहाँहरुसँग
The government started seeking for alternative options after manpower businessmen started bringing in demand letters from other countries. Experts have suggested the government to reach agreements with countries by prioritizing the working conditions, facilities, and security of Nepalese workers.
डेस्टिनेसन कन्ट्रिजहरू हामीले अलिकति तयारीका साथ मात्रै पठाउँ जहाँ अपर्च्युनिटिजहरू नेपालीहरूको लागि अपर्च्युनिटिजहरू राम्रो होस् भनेर भनेका छौँ त्यो डेस्टिनेसन नेपाली सरकारले आफै खोज्नु भन्दा पनि अब प्राइभेट कम्पनीहरू पनि छन् थुप्रै छन् जसले यस अघि पनि खोजिरहेका छन् त्यसको लागि एउटा नियमनकारी भूमिका मात्र जसले फेसिलिटेसन मात्र गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने चाहिँ मान्यता हो
The detailed project study of the much-awaited Kerung-Kathmandu railway has not begun despite the lapse of 6 months since a preliminary study was carried out. The delay has largely been attributed to the sluggish Nepalese side. The preliminary study was carried out by the Chinese government. However, a modality for the detailed study has not been prepared yet. The detailed study of the 72-kilometer railway, among others, has not gained momentum as the two sides have not reached an agreement regarding the scale of investment from the Nepalese side. Based on the preliminary study carried out by the government of China, the estimated cost for the construction of the railway would be 375 billion rupees, while the detailed study would cost around 1.7 billion rupees. The Chinese government has said Nepal also needs to bear at least 30% of the total costs for the project, which will be complete in 10 years' time. However, Nepal has not yet given its decision. The indecision on behalf of the Nepal government has affected the works of the detailed study. Meanwhile, Physical Infrastructure and Transport Minister Raghubir Mahaset has stated that Nepal would prepare the modality and hold final discussions with China within this month. If Nepal decides to bear 30% of the project's cost, it will need to invest 120 billion rupees in an installment basis. However, the indecision on Nepal's side has hinted at lack of seriousness for the project. Welcome back. There are around 100,000 people of the Magar community living in Rolpa. However, only 18,000 of them are able to speak their community's mother tongue, the Kham language. This indicates that the community's language is one among the endangered languages in Nepal. In this context, we had asked the people of the Magar community in Rolpa what can be done to save their language. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public voice.
नेपाल बहुजातीय बहुभाषिक र बहुसांस्कृतिक मुलुक भावनाले त्यो ढंगले यसलाई हेरिनुपर्छ र सबै जातिको चाहिँ भाषा संस्कार संस्कृति परम्परालाई चाहिँ जोगाउनको लागि सबैले आफ्नो तहबाट काम गर्नुपर्छ दैनिक बोलचालमा चाहिँ प्रयोग गर्ने र घरमा जो आफ्नो मगर भाषा बोल्ने मातृभाषीहरूले चाहिँ आफ्नो बालबच्चाहरूलाई चाहिँ आफ्नै मगर भाषाबाट चाहिँ बोलाउनु पर्ने
मगर भाषाको कक्षाहरू सञ्चालन गर्न आवश्यक छ त्यसो गरियो भने त्यो भाषाको पुनर्जागरण हुन सक्दछ किन भन्दाखेरि भाषासँगै विभिन्न खालका रीतिरिवाज परम्परा ज्ञान सिप कलाहरू जोडिएका हुन्छन्
स्थानीय सरकारलाई अलि झकझकाउन सक्ने भनेदेखि हामीले यसलाई स्कुलकै पाठ्यक्रममा पनि समावेश गरेर
पठन पाठनमा स्थानीय भाषालाई पनि त्यसलाई त्यहाँ समेट्दाखेरि भाषा सानैदेखि भाषा बोल्नलाई विद्यार्थीहरूले सिक्छन्
स्थानीय सरकारहरुमा बजेट पनि छ जहाँ कि हाम्रो संस्कार संस्कृति र भाषाहरुको संरक्षणको लागि त्यो निश्चितै रूपमा कार्यान्वयनमा ल्याउनु पर्छ
मगर भए तापनि हामी मगर भाषा बोल्दैनौं हैन यसलाई बचाइराख्नको लागि विशिष्ट प्रशिक्षण कार्यक्रम चलाउनु पर्यो
It's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And here's the question. Why have medical colleges not stopped charging students arbitrarily? Your options are A, lack of punishment, B, nexus with the government, and C, lack of pressure from the guardians. The voting is on. Type in EWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And it's time now for the sports news.
Sports news.
Nepal has reached the finals of the SAF Women's Football Championship, thrashing Sri Lanka 4-0. In the first semi-final played at Shahid Stadium in Viratnagar yesterday, Nepal had to wait until the 41st minute to open the scoring. Poonam Jargamagar scored for Nepal, making good use of the pass from Niru Thapa. Taking a 1-0 lead in the first half, Nepal played a more attacking game in the second half and scored 3 goals within 13 minutes. Anita Basnet scored in the 73rd minute to double Nepal's lead, while Sabitra Bhandari found the net in the 82nd minute after receiving a cross from Anita Basnet, giving Nepal a comfortable 3-0 lead. Rekha Podel scored in the 86th minute and sealed Nepal's 4-0 drubbing of Sri Lanka. Nepal has reached the finals of the SAF Women's Championship after 2014. Meanwhile, in the second semi-final played at Shahid Stadium in Viratnagar yesterday, defending champions India thrashed Bangladesh with the same scoreline of 4-0 to book a spot in the finals of the SAF Women's Football Championship. Dalima Chibber scored in the 18th minute, utilizing a pass by Sanju to give India a 1-0 lead. Indumati Kathresan doubled India's lead in the 22nd minute, converting a pass by Sanju again. Indumati scored her personal second goal of the match in the 37th minute to give India a 3-0 lead. Manisha scored a goal in injury time just before the final whistle to secure India's convincing 4-0 win over Bangladesh. Nepal will now clash against 4-time champion India in the grand finale tomorrow. And now, before wrapping up, here's a look at the top stories once again. The Festival of Colors Holi is being celebrated with much fervor in the Tarai region today. The festival celebrated in the Himalayan and mountainous regions yesterday. General Secretary of Nepali Congress, Shashank Koirala, says his party is prepared for a referendum regarding Hindu religion, federalism and republicanism. British Prime Minister Theresa May blames the MPs for the delay to Brexit and says she is on the public's side. And Nepal and India to clash in the grand finale of the SAF Women's Football Championship tomorrow. Nepal thrashes Sri Lanka 4-0 and India blanks Bangladesh 4-0 in the semis. That's all for the moment. Keep watching Kantipur Television HD for more news and entertainment. Thank you for watching. Have a good morning.